Hello and welcome to another video by Luke Does Stuff. And today we're going to be talking about a comic that came out a while ago, Spider-Man 2099 issue 1. And this is a very weird comic book. So the reason why I'm talking about this now is because it does something that usually really annoys me and irritates me about comic books, and that is a trope where they will they'll use real life events and they'll put that into comic books, and they'll put superheroes into a real life setting, which I usually don't like. And here it's done really weirdly. So we see Miguel O'Hara, the 2099 version of Spider-Man, and he's doing Ninja Warrior. he's literally on Ninja Warrior USA, and he's like, yeah, I've had no training, I'm not prepared at all, and then he smashes the course in record time, which of course he's going to do. He's Miguel O'Hara, he's Spider-Man 2099, of course he's going to smash the course. And the rest, most of the issue is just, like, standard fare. It's a lot of conversation, a lot of, like, building up plots and stuff, and then this happens, and it's really weird, and they talk about, they have Matt Gargan and this other guy talking about terrorism, and Matt Gargan brings up this statistic where it's like only like 10% of Muslims are terrorists or something along those lines. And he says, like, apparently only only like 99% of Muslims are actually like peaceful people. Only 1% of Muslims are terrorists. And then Matt Gargan's like, well, why don't we bring in torture? And it's like, no. I mean, I don't mind having terrorism be a plot in a book. Like, terrorism can be put there. There's many, like, fictional terrorist groups in Marvel Comics, but I feel like the way it's done here is a bit too close to real life. It's a bit too close to home, where, like, there's literally a armored vehicle that drives into a cafe where Miguel O'Hara and his girlfriend are like eating their dinner. I feel like it's a bit too close to home, and it's a bit too, like, real. It's a bit too, like, what's actually going on in real life to, warrant being in a comic book. I don't feel like it's appropriate, especially not at the time that it came out, which was 2015. It's really weird to tackle terrorism in comics, because it is such a dark topic. It's so weird to talk about really dark topics in comic books. And there's a storyline called Captain America: The New Deal, which is based right after 9/11. And I don't feel like that comic book should ever have been made. I'll talk about that when I get to it, but yeah, I just feel like stuff like this, where, especially at the time period that this came out, 2015, when there had just been like a big terror attack. I don't feel like this is appropriate to put into a comic book at this time. The Ninja Warrior stuff at the start is fun. It's cool. Like, I like that Peter David is just having fun with Miguel O'Hara. I mean, it could have been like a made up sport. It didn't have to be Ninja Warrior, and it didn't have to be the exact same course that that they do on Ninja Warrior. But I don't have a problem with that. It's fun, and it's kind of funny. But the end, it just seems a bit too close to something that happened in real life to warrant it being in a comic book, and it seems a bit insensitive to put it into a comic book. But that's all I really have to say. Spider-Man 2099 #1. The rest of the run was really good, and it was standard superhero fare. But just this first issue, I feel like they kind of wanted to push a message about terrorism, and I feel like the message got lost in like all the bogging down of everything. It goes from really fun to really dour and downright depressing, like that, and it just doesn't need to. So yeah, that's one of the weirdest comic books, and probably the best example that I have of comic books trying and failing to bring in a real life scenario and trying to make it, a comic book. So yeah, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, then, go away. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, all down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Usual links are in the description as well. If you want the usual links, they are in the description. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.